Hello everybody. So today we are gonna learn few stuff. So far, whatever we have learned, we're gonna use some functions from there, and also we're gonna learn using curvature tool and using plane tool to finish our project. So I was thinking, what should you do? What should you do? Because initially, as I mentioned during our class, I wanted to do introduce the plane feature for so that we in order to do something in a particular critical angle, how you're gonna design in a curvature phase or in a cylindrical phase. If you want to design in a cylinder itself, we cannot sketch on a cylinder body because it's circular. So imagine that you have a metal tube in your hand and you want to drill a hole. Is it your drill bit gonna directly go inside? No, you have to hold it tight. You have to do clear punch, then pilot hole. Then what if you just don't need a hole? You also need a housing for your screw head, or yes, let's imagine you using shoulder bolts. So how you gonna curve that cylinder surface in order to accommodate your bolt head or your nut. Yeah, so that's the feature we're gonna learn today. So I was thinking, what should I design today? So I don't want to complicate it, and I also don't want to be like boring or child stuff, doing childlike stuff. Although we have Bilal with us, and but honestly speaking, this is not tough. It's very easy design to start with. So I'm gonna and kids like Bilal, they are way smarter than us, I believe. So it's gonna be a good learning for Bilal, for you also. Let's start it. I'm gonna design, as you all know, all of us are like engineer here, so we have knowledge about exhaust system and all. So I was thinking what type of design we can do, which I can introduce the curvature function or along with the plane function in one single design. So let's do the as we know that exhaust system have two oxygen sensors in it. One is the upstream and one is the downstream. Downstream is right before the muffler, and upstream is just right after the exhaust come from your combustion engine. So we're gonna start with the upstream one today, and in our future classes I'm also have a plan that we're gonna do the downstream and we connect both the uh, tubes of exhaust, and we're gonna do a fully functional car exhaust system in our final design. So let's start with the upstream today. So let's go and start with the part. Today we're gonna use the inches IPS. So let's do it. So front plane, I'm gonna take the plane sketch tool. So let's do this. I'm gonna draw a straight line, and it's vertical, and I'm gonna draw another line in an angle. Okay, so as I showed you earlier how to define your angle, so we can draw a construction line straight and define our angle in between, or if you just want to play with your numbers, you can also do it. So our exhaust system to this down tube, to the total height will be, let's say, 25 inches, and this vertical one will be, let's say, 15, and the height from if I'm not doing the angle again, I showed you how to define the angle. Now I'm just skipping that way of doing it. I'm doing something new. So that will be defining this dimension, the 25, and this dimension here, let's define it to 10. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna do it. And so I have this vertical one. Let's define it vertical. Yes, let's define it vertical. So I have a vertical line 15 inches. I have a line in an angle, which is the length for that is not the actual length of this line. In an angle phase, it's 10 inches, and from this top point to this bottom point in total is 25 inches. Okay, so that's our first sketch. So I don't know if you have opened your catalytic converter, or if you have open your engine bay hood and just notice something like this, but usually they are covered with a thin metal sheet, or sometimes it's covered with the plastic cover of engine bay. So if you take that out, you'll see something what you're gonna do, or what you are doing right now over here. So let's finish this sketch over here, and in order to do the introduce the curvature function, I'm gonna we need two sketches. So let's do another sketch, and this one I'm gonna do on the right plane. So on the same thing we're gonna do here. Okay, so one important thing to explain why I'm doing this second one. So if you're following me so far, this up until this second sketch is, we're not gonna generate our part whatever way we're gonna design this second sketch. This sketch, it's kinda like a shadow of the final product. Let me do it, then once you see it, you will better understand why I'm doing this second one. So let's do from this end point to this high point, and then go horizontal line and finish your sketching. Use a smart tool. 25, fine, right ticket. This one 10. Cool. So now use the fillet, sketch fillet option, and define our angle here, and in our case we'll do 5 inches radius, right ticket, exit. So we've our sketch on our second sketch is totally done. So if I move it, you see, so this one is look like a half Y, this line and this line, and this is straight, right? So if you say, hey, I haven't seen a exhaust tubing from the engine bay, doesn't come like straight, it comes always from the sides. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. And this is the sketch, not for the part in order to be like this, it is the sketch, shadow sketch. Let me do it. It will be more it will make more sense once I do it. Okay, so you define this curve here. Let's define the curve for the first sketch. So let's select the first sketch, modify, and do this same 5 inches radius. Okay, right click, exit, done. So you see we have this curve here and this curve here, right? So now is the twist part, interesting part we're gonna see here, which is this sculpture project curve uh, options here. So once we go into inside of this option, we select both of them. Sorry, my bad, I did it wrong. It should be the opposite way. So you select this one, and you also then select this one. So you select sketch 2 first, then sketch 1. Okay, and right click. So you see we have the curve. See, so instead of doing the sketch 2, we couldn't achieve this face, this shape. So this shape is important for us, and the way to do it, adding a shadow line and then giving this shape. That's how the curve function works. Okay, so now let's go to swap boss base. Remember in our last class we use this function again. We're gonna use it again this time. Circular face. I want a 4-inch diameter tube and save it. See, so we have successfully achieved our first tube. You see the vents, it's not like what is sketched, is like we sketched two things and made one thing out of it. Okay, so see the curves, it came straight, then went there, then it took another curve over there. Fine. So you see this blue line, that's our curvature line. So in order to mirror, we have to mirror this tube in order to make another one. So for that we need to eliminate this curvature line. So let's do this. Come over here and make sure your curve view curve is off. See, the line gone. So now we can mirror it. So select right plane and go to mirror, and you see it's gonna mirror on the right plane. Select this blue and voila, we got our second tube. So it's not that complex, but it's a complex design, uh, designing in a very easy and nice way. Okay, so now we have learned successfully how to do the curvature option, how to use the curvature option, and how to use two sketch in order to make one objective, in order to overcome one objective. Okay, so let's join this line. It doesn't look good, so let's fillet this edge. Let's do it 3 inches, or 3 inches is fine, and that's it. So we have that. Now let's shell cut our tube so that we can achieve the cylinder face. So shell cut, I want show outer, show preview. Okay, and I want it the wall thickness um, quarter inch is too much, so 4 minus 3.875, so 1/8 of an inch. So let's do that. So we have the body thickness 1/8. Okay, so we achieved that. So now let's do some function here. Let's sketch on this face, and let's do the convert entity and then start. Let's do this. Okay, let's define it. 4. Let's do 7 inches. Okay, so let's do another 2 smaller for the nut from here to here. Let's define them. 2 inches. 2 inches is actually a bit more. Let's do it 1 inches, or maybe 1.5. Okay, and define both of them same, equal. Okay, so now we're gonna do the hole. Let's do that here and here, and let's make them 1/2 inch, 0.5. Yes, and let's make them equal to equal. Okay, so now using the trim entities tool, we'll delete this no, my bad, delete these and this. Okay, okay, fine. Now let's both extract and do it. This case, let's do it outer side, 1/4 inch. Okay, so we have our joining angles. um, Actually I don't like that big of the circle, so let's change this circle. mm, Actually this is fine, that's okay. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other side too. um, Select this face for a sketch, convert entity so that we don't cover this hole, then do another circle from here. We did 7, right? So 7 inches. Then let's do these 2 horizontal holes, then 2 other holes. Okay, so now let's define them, but let's define the relationship between them first. Equal, right click, equal, right click. Now I'm just gonna define one edge, 1.5, and this one 1/2 inch, and it will automatically change the other one. Okay, so using the trim tool, let's make it as one object, one sketch. Okay, cool, we're done. Extrude base bows, and we're doing the same thing, 1/4 inch and outer edge, done. So this is our exhaust joining system, joining bracket for the engine bay is done. Now let's do the other one, third and final one. So convert entity and I sketch 7 inch. Let's right tick, 1 2 1 2. Let's make them equal. Let's make these equal. Now define one side dimension and other side will change automatically. 1.5 and 0.5. Cool. Trim entities, trimming off, trimming off, trimming off, trimming off, trimming off, trimming this, and trimming this. Okay, both extrude, same 1/4 inch outer edge. Cool. So we have all these 3 tubes connections. Now the most and main important thing, where this is the upstream exhaust system. So different cars have different location, but most of the case, once the exhaust come from the engine bay, it goes down through this tube, and there is another soft tube or flex tube comes play. It takes a part somewhere here, and then it goes in another van to all the way towards the down of the uh, car where the muffler is located. Okay, so main feature, another important feature we're gonna introduce right now, which is working on the cylinder face. So For the down upstream sensor, O2 sensor, what do you see? We have a hole here, and that hole have threads in order to thread on our O2 sensor. And for that we need some surface area too, right? We need some solid phase here. We cannot just drill on a 1/8 of inch tube thickness and uh, attach our O2 sensors over there, right? So for these we gonna introduce this reference geometry or reference plane option right now. So go to the reference geometry, select plane. From here we're gonna select the front plane. Okay, so you can ask me, okay, we have the front plane over there, why don't you do it from there? No, my friend, we cannot do it because we are not doing from the middle of the sketch. We're gonna change our orientation, right? So I need a hole and I also need some surface area over here so that I can thread in my O2 sensors over there, right? So I if I make it 0, it is at the center of the origin of this tube, right? I don't need it there. I want to change it. So this is the reason why I'm using the reference plane, and this is how we're going to use it for different delicate design or complex design. So I want it right at the edge of here. So my diameter of this tube is 4, so I want it at like from 1.5 inch should be good enough for my O2 sensor. Okay, right click, I have my sketch plane here, right? So now I can sketch on this one. So let's go and select sketch, and let's take a circular tool. Let's come straight down from the origin and do it right here. Let's define the distance between these and these, let's say 4 inches. Now let's make it vertical. So select your origin, select this origin of the circle, make it vertical. Okay, now give the dimension of the diameter. Let's say it is 3/4. So 3/4 hole, and let's make another one for the outer shield, outer surface, and let's make it 1.1 1/4. Okay, okay, fine, I'm done. So let's do this, extrude, and let's go outer edge, and I want it at least 3/8 of an inch. Okay, oh no, I have to go more because I have this 1.5, so I have to do it actually more. My bad. Let's modify this and let's go add plus 1.5. That's actually too big, so let's do 1 inch. Now this is good. So you see there is no gap or nothing on this curve edge. Look the how complex it is. On this curve cylinder face I am adding another cylinder face. You see this curve here, it's nicely joined from the inside of the body. So now let's make this hole. Let's go to sketch, or let's click on that, cut hole. No, we have to go to the sketch mode. Let's go to the sketch mode. Okay, let's select this, convert entity, do a hole, and this one make sure you don't go all the way on the other side. This should be good enough. Okay, so we have a hole, and that's where our O2 sensor is gonna come and take place. Let's do some fillet over here so that we have a nice welding spot over there. So let's do it 0 point quarter inch. Okay, so chamfer the outer edge, sorry, select this, chamfer it 0.0625. Is it too much? Okay, 0.05. Okay, and let's select this edge and go to, sorry, yep, that's fine. You can select it before, and see, as I selected before and I went to the thread option, it automatically selected the previous thread we used, which is metric, uh, 22.15. But remember, we didn't design in metric, we design in inches. We are in US, we are not in Japan, right? So I'm not going to use a metric. I'm going to use the inch die or inch tab, and I'm going to use size, oh, what size we can use? What is our inner diameter? 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. Okay, let's do 0 7 8 16. Okay, and keep everything same. Offset, no. Okay, revelation tab, cut threads, right hand side shaded. Okay, no, we will do this the other direction. No. Okay, resolution blind after selection. Okay, let's finish it here. Oh no, we have to do the offset, and then we have to increase it. Change the direction. No, not changing that. Changing the direction is not gonna help. What I did last time. 10 patches. Okay, so um, over here on the revelation, let's do it blind. Let's do it 1 inch. No, that's too much. Half inch offset. That should be revelation. 8 inches. Everything look good. Okay, so offset, and let's increase this one 1 inch. It's going to the other direction. Change the direction. Let's do 1/4 inch. Okay, that should be fine. 1/4 inch actually also too much. Let's do it 1/8. That should be fine. Okay, so everything looks good. 10 patch, revolution, offset 1/4 inch, right cut, tab, inches. Okay, fine. Let's finish it. Done. So this is where my O2 sensor is gonna come and thread in, and this is where it's connecting. Fine, let me just hide this plane. This is where it's connecting with the engine, and this is coming, the exhaust is coming from the engine chamber, then it's going down straight down to the muffler, and this is where the upstream oxygen sensor connects. It reads the exhaust fluid coming out from the engine, and then there is one reading the computer of the car reads, and then it goes through the catalytic converter, and then the flex tube, the other tubes, and it goes band like this, go all the way up there in the um, muffler. Before it go to the muffler and come out in the environment, the exhaust is filtered with the catalytic converter, and the amount quality of the air and other thing, amount of carbon, all the downstream sensors record that. So that's how they monitor the upstream and the downstream of the exhaust we're releasing in the environment from our car. So if the catalytic converter is not working fine, then these O2 sensors are tracking or monitoring or everything about your exhaust gas. So that's all for today. It wasn't that complicated. I was explaining a lot of other stuff. That's why it took 30 minutes. But I think everybody, especially Bilal, can do it within 20 minutes. Okay. So do your part. Before I finish it, let's specify the material, added material, and let's do steel, carbon steel sheet or iron base. Let's do stainless steel, AISI 316 stainless steel. Apply that, close. There you go. So that's it. Do your part, save it and send it to me. um, Follow the video. I hope the voice audio is recorded. I will check it before I send. Follow the video and do your part, send it to me as you did last time. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.